Saturday, October 24th, 2020, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Bitcoin or gold? Yeah, that's a great debate, I think. I might need to have someone on the channel to debate that person about Bitcoin and gold. But I want to give you my opinion and what I prefer. Yes, the price of Bitcoin has done very well in the last week. We've gone up to 13,000. It had been hovering between 10 and 12,000. It has risen from just above 3,000. That's been the low since the top it reached almost at 20,000 back in the end of 2017. So we're still not back up to the old high, but it could very well go to the old high. So am I switching my gold and silver to buy Bitcoin? Not really. But again, that's your preference. You need to do your due diligence. You need to learn about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins before getting involved. That's the recommendation I have. That's what I did. I've been dealing in cryptocurrencies since 2012. And the idea of Bitcoin, whoever invented it, that's the other problem I have with Bitcoin. We don't really know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, if Satoshi Nakamoto was one individual or if he was a group of people. We don't know when they started working on the project or the software, because that's basically what it is. It's an open source software, and the blockchain is basically an open ledger that keeps track of all the transactions, or the blocks as they call, since the beginning, the Genesis block. So it's kind of incorruptible. It solves the problem that's called the Byzantium general's dilemma of not being able to trust everyone. And that's great. And it also works on the problem of supply. It counteracts all the inflation that's been created by central banks by limiting the supply of Bitcoins to 21 million. And even though we are above 18 million in terms of all the supply that's been mined through computer work, programming, computer power, electricity, it's not going to be until 2140 or in 120 years when that total supply of 21 million is reached. So it's very hard to mine. It becomes harder and harder the higher the supply goes. But and that, I guess, kind of copies the natural, how can I say, qualities of the monetary metals like gold and silver. Yes, it's very hard to mine gold and silver. I recommend you watch all the Gold Rush programs on Discovery Channel. It's not easy. So it kind of mirrors that. But one thing I would say, and one of the reasons why I prefer precious metals, yes, through Bitcoin, there's a lot of hard work, problem solving to mine Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But in the end of the day, you can't hold it. It's just like an entry on the screen. It's not real. While gold and silver, this gold coin here that I have, this gold could have been mined 500 years ago. Someone put a lot of work into finding the gold, and it's still here, and I can touch it. The same thing for the silver coin. And that's the problem I have with cryptocurrencies. And I'm not saying I don't think they are a good idea, but I personally think precious metals give me the peace of mind that I'm holding on to something. Cryptocurrencies, And if you are new to cryptocurrencies, or even if you're thinking of getting involved, you need to really do a lot of research, a lot of due diligence. You need to learn the difference between holding cryptocurrencies on an exchange or your private wallet. You need to make sure that you're always updating the software in your mobile phone or your computer for all the different applications. You need to make sure that you keep your private keys for your wallets really safe. A lot of times you're given also these passphrases to reactivate your wallet. It could be 12 passphrases, 24, 32, I don't know. So you really need to keep on top of it. While a gold coin or a silver coin or a bar, all you need to do is to make sure they're safely stored. With gold and silver, of course, you don't have to worry about software updates. Gold is gold, no matter how long it's been on Earth. It never tarnishes, it never changes. So the other thing I would say, it depends on your jurisdiction as well. For example, in the UK, cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin are not considered currencies. They're considered an asset, so they're liable to capital gains tax, while coins of the realm, like Britannia's sovereigns in gold and silver, are not liable to capital gains taxes. So that's the other thing that makes me favorite the precious metals. The other thing that makes me favor the precious metals is, for example, let's say an alien landed on Earth and you offered him Bitcoin, and I think he'd have a tough time understanding what it was if you just showed him from your phone, from your private wallet, one Bitcoin. But if you gave him one of these or one of those, I think it would get his or her attention quite a bit more. I know it's a hypothetical thing, but the other thing as well, with what's going on in the world, especially with 2020, I have a feeling things could get even crazier in terms of crises. We could go into a kind of Mad Max light world, and I think precious metals are much more reliable in that situation. And of course, Bitcoin came about, was first mined in 2009. I think that's when Satoshi Nakamoto sent the first Bitcoin out. So it's been around for 11 years. Precious metals have been around since the earth was created. It's nature's money, or as some people say, they're God's money. They're really not corruptible. The only thing that corrupts gold and silver is when they're put into systems, monetary systems, by man, right? And it's man that corrupts the systems. It's not gold and silver that are corrupt. And that's the other thing that puts me off cryptocurrencies, even though they're supposed to be proof, trustless. It's still a human creation. Encryption as well, that's something that could put cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, in a vulnerable situation. Yes, some people say that quantum computers, they will not be around for many years, and by then Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will be immune to hacks from super quantum computers. There's the argument about centralization as well, that cryptocurrencies are decentralized, but I would argue that Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptocurrencies, there's a lot of what you call big whales, few people that hold a lot of the Bitcoins and the other cryptocurrencies. They argue as well that gold is very centralized, that it's only the central banks that own gold. But that's not true, as you can see here from data from the World Gold Council. Almost 50% of all gold is held as jewelry. So I would say hundreds of millions of people hold gold through jewelry or investments. As you can see, central banks and official holdings only comprise 17% of all the gold above ground. I don't think that's really a plus for cryptocurrencies. And what about the people who are saying that central banks are going to use Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies as the base for a new world reserve currency? Well, that's possible, but I don't think they would use Bitcoin because they want to be in control, the central bankers. It's called central because it's central. It's a monopoly. And I think they might use, of course, the software, the blockchain, the idea of Bitcoin for their own cryptocurrency, but it's going to be a very small club. It will be the World Bank, IMF, and the other major central banks and the BIS. It won't be decentralized. So that's how I feel about it. And the most important thing for me, yes, Bitcoin now has gone past gold in terms of year-to-date performance. I think Bitcoin is up about 75%. Gold is up 25%. Silver is up a little more than gold. But I think peace of mind is priceless. And for me, that's the most important thing. It doesn't mean that I don't deal with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And I have benefited from cryptocurrencies. I have been posting all my videos since 2016 on platforms, blockchain-based platforms like Steemit, Hive, DTube, Library, and I earn the cryptocurrencies that back those platforms. So yes, there are a lot of uses to cryptocurrencies. And what are the altcoins? Just to finish off, to give you an idea what they are. Well, they're a derivation of the Bitcoin white paper software, and they're just different alternatives to Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is the granddaddy of the cryptocurrencies, and it's funny because if you Google Bitcoin and you go images, it gives you pictures of gold, coins that look like gold coins and silver coins, but really you can't hold cryptocurrencies. And all altcoins are different softwares trying to improve on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin only allows you to transfer value, well, the value that the market puts on Bitcoin, while a lot of the altcoins allow you to write smart contracts on them, so you can have applications like let's say Hive or DTube, the platforms, blockchain platforms, or other things. So that's how I feel about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Yeah, I'm not here trying to tell you Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are going to zero. All I'm trying to tell you is that I favor precious metals. They have a track record, and at the end of the day, I can still hold them, which is something I can't do with cryptocurrencies. Yes, you might say, oh, you're going to miss out, but yeah, that doesn't concern me because I know gold and silver are going to safeguard the value or the purchasing power of my savings. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies might give you 10x, 20x, or whatever. That's not what I'm interested in personally, and I already have speculative positions in the mining stocks. I think they could do just as well as the cryptocurrencies, and for that matter, I think silver has a lot of potential actually relative not just to gold, but to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So there you go. Bitcoin or gold, my vote's for gold and silver. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Please share it far and wide. Think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. And if you do, make sure you hit that little notification bell to be notified of all my new videos. And you can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all these other platforms below here. I wish you all a great weekend. Take care. Bye.